Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our continuous coverage from Paris as well as Germany. Motor show updates powered by the gracious folks at Michelin Tires. Thank you for backing us up for our international expos. Now, who do I have with me? It's Mr. Anirudh Mulgun. Now, talking about motorsports, specifically the world of electric racing, you have Formula E, which has been there since the year 2015. They have come a long way, but we were waiting for something similar to happen in the world of two-wheeler racing as well. Finally happening next year, Moto E. But we shall talk about that in just a bit. First, we shall talk about the brand and the product, Energica Ego.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what you are looking at something that promises to change the very definition of speed. So what we have here is Energica Motor Company, an Italian manufacturer founded as recently as 2014, building GP class bikes. These guys have had their hands full with electric bikes in the past as well. And yes, now they are here with a different twist with the Ego and the Ego Corsa.
Yes, of course, we have the Ego, like he said, is the road-going version. I will dive straight into the numbers because they are staggering. 145 HP, 200 Newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 in 3 seconds and a torque whack of 240 kilometers per hour. But I believe, Anirudh, the Corsa, which is a racing derivative of the Ego, has numbers which are slightly different.
Yes, the Ego Corsa and the Ego might be in principle the same bike, but then again the Corsa is like the devilish twin that has lost about 20 odd kgs of weight. It is also doing about 250 odd kmph plus figures. Wow. And we are looking at A-lister components from manufacturers like Öhlins, Brembo, Marchesini and the tire suppliers, the gracious guys at Michelin.
Yes, that is one thing. Now, we've all heard of this thing called the ECU, which we have in internal combustion engines, but they have something called the VCU. What's that?
Well, Varun, potato. In principle, the VCU and ECU does the same job, which is that of looking after a number of sensors and gathering that information. The IC engine might be out, but there are still sensors for the suspension, braking, powertrain temperatures and so on. So yes, the VCU is in place to gather that information and relay it back to the pits.
So now we have electronic rider aids as well. You've got traction control, ABS, something known as rear lift mitigation. In case of an emergency, if you go really hard on the front brake, it prevents the rear wheel from hopping up, which is pretty interesting. Energica claimed that you can charge it from 0 to 80% in about 20 minutes, and that can give you a ride range of somewhere around 120 kilometers, which I think is pretty neat.
Now you're looking at still something that weighs 280 odd kgs, and it's going to be a lot of effort lugging that weight around. So yes, Energica has you covered there. They've got park assist to maneuver it at really low speeds to back it up as well as to go ahead.
Now finally talking about the motorsports aspect of it, Moto E starting next year 2019.
A lot of groundwork has been already done. We are looking at GP class riders, top brass riders like Loris Capirossi, Colin Edwards, Randy DePugny, Simon Crawford, a lot of big names who have pushed this bike through its paces around a lot of racetracks across the globe. And the general consensus and their common perception is that this bike has got the pace of an average Moto2 bike.
Awesome, that is a lot of information for you to absorb, but we have a lot more content that is coming your way straight from Germany as well as Paris. Stay tuned, stay subscribed and stay notified. We shall be back very, very soon.